You need to first identify the business case for this, what the business goal is, and what the value business is going to get. Once you've done that, then it becomes much easier to make the case for it. If you actually start bottom up, where you say, here's the technology, I really want to use the technology, and then you end up with a solution, you have a solution in search of a problem. So I would say start with the problem itself, and then figure out how this solution actually addresses the problem.
Yeah. So, I mean, basically you need to connect the business goal to the data.
Exactly.
And you need the right people to help you do that. It's really a team effort.
There's the business goal one. I think one of the fascinating things in that pharma example that I heard back from some of the folks who progressed through it was 3 use cases, one of which was everybody's pet. They thought it was going to move the needle for the business, right? But they were never able to assemble the data in a cost-effective way, right? So in the new architecture, they were able to bring it in. They spent 4 weeks creating their algorithms to crunch it, expecting to move the needle in the business, and there was 0 benefit. They spent 2 more weeks going, that algorithm needs to be fixed. Still 0 benefit. And then they went back to the various VPs who all thought it was going to move the needle and said, no, it's not. And they viewed that as a success because they didn't have to go chase that anymore or have that debate, right?
It allows you to do fast failure, right?
Yeah. So the fast failure, I think, is a key element. The agility aspect is a key element.
Yeah, because you're playing the law of numbers. If you do enough of these experiments, you're going to find something that's going to pay off.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Sanjay, you've been doing a lot of the Informatica World Tour roadshows this year and talking to customers. What are some things that you're hearing from them? What relates to adopting Hadoop or adopting some of these new technologies?
So as we mentioned earlier, one of the big challenges with Hadoop is the skill sets gap. So people actually see the promise, they see other people adopting Hadoop and getting benefits out of that. But unless you are in the Silicon Valley, it's very hard to hire the right set of developers, and that's where, and they want to be able to take the developer skills that they already have in terms of Informatica, and then use that to leverage Hadoop. So that's one of the things that they find attractive about Informatica's solution. I think the other thing we hear about is they're excited about it, but they really want to make sure that all the governance process in terms of data they have that's required for compliance, regulatory compliance and others, those things are not compromised. So as they look into Hadoop, they really want to make sure that those aspects are also addressed as well.
That's a good point. In the traditional world of data management, where we expect to have security, governance, lineage, metadata management capabilities, are those capabilities being brought into the new big data world of technologies that we're adopting today?
They have to. I mean, that's the bottom line. But I think there's a balance, particularly on the early proving grounds, particularly in the discovery phase. There is a need to sort of fast fail to figure out, what things are worthy of operationalizing. But once you choose to operationalize it and get it and really deploy that data value out through the enterprise, the governance, lineage, all that stuff comes into play. Personally identifiable information, masking, right? All that stuff is important, right? And that's why when we talk about the modern data architecture, that's really what we mean. Is I think the Hadoop platform and tools around it will continue to improve, and open source process will continue to innovate that very quickly. But the value that the enterprise can derive from it is spending as much time on integrating it with a lot of the existing tools exactly for these use cases, right? So they can embrace it in a way that's very familiar, right? They can pull it in a way where it isn't a huge sort of learning curve, and that they actually have some of the assurances, right, on the manageability around the data that they're used to, right?
Yeah.